Hey everybody, I have a quick tip to share with you. I actually do this technique quite often in my projects and my videos, but somebody had asked how I can get product on the melange pebbles from Prima. So I decided to do a quick tip for you guys, and this works on metal, resin, clay, all sorts of different surfaces. So what I do is I take some gesso, some heavy gesso. It's important, I think, that it is a thicker gesso. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Prima brand, but it definitely will not work as good if you are using a thinner gesso. So what I do is I add a coat, like a light coat, and I glued all of these down just for the sake of the video. And so I'm just gonna add a little bit first, and I'm not really worried about it being perfect. And because of course plastic, if you were to put color bloom spray or something on it, then it obviously isn't going to stick to the plastic. And then same thing with the metal. Metal is really hard to get the gesso to stick to, but with this technique, it will become a little bit easier. So I'm just gonna give these all a quick coat. Next, I'm going to dry them. All right, so I like to use the Tim Holtz heat tool instead of my embossing tool because this is more directed heat. This is a little less directed heat and it blows a little less air as well. You can also use a blow dryer if you have one for crafting. So I'm just going to heat this really quickly. Okay, so it's important that you want your first layer of gesso to be dry before you add any more, or else it'll just keep sliding off, especially on the plastic and the metal. And then you're going to take your brush again, and this is a dry brush, so there was no water on it, and I am not adding too much gesso, but just enough to coat the embellishments, because it's like a dry brush method. But what I do is I heat, I'm going to explain. So what I do is I heat the gesso as I am adding it to the embellishments. That way it makes the gesso tacky and then it will adhere a little bit better. So let me show you what I mean. Let me get this on frame here. I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see it. All right, so here is where you're going to see what I am talking about. And what I do is I have my heat tool in one hand and paintbrush in the other. This is a little tricky because normally I'm doing this on a canvas or something that is a little bit heavier and it doesn't slide around like this. But I have my heat tool and I am painting on the gesso as I am heating it. So again, that is going to create the gesso to get really tacky and adhere a lot better to any surface that you're trying to add gesso to. And the gesso helps prep any item. My paper kept sliding around, so I actually have this tool from Wendy Vecchi. It's the Make Art Station, and let's see if it works for this. All right, as you could see, I am still applying the heat and the air while I am adding the gesso, and I did speed it up quite a bit because you know, this technique is really helpful, but there isn't so much information to share that I needed, you know, a 10-minute video. So I hope that this helps and you could see what I am talking about. And it really helps when you are wanting to add like color bloom sprays or any other type of spray. You don't really necessarily have to prep a surface if you're using acrylic paint or the Art Alchemy wax, but it does help in, you know, applying any other medium to your surface. All right, so now that they are all prepped with gesso, you can add your color to them. All right, you guys, I hope you found this quick tip helpful. If you did, I hope that you leave me a comment down below letting me know that it helped you out. And if you try it, let me know as well. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it with your friends so that they can see it as well. If you are new to my channel, I hope you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time that I upload a video. And if you have any other questions or things you want me to make another quick tip video on, let me know in the comment section down below. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Bye!